2024 first round pick Darius Robinson coming back sooner than we think. Well, we got the update here from Jonathan Gannon, as well as who has already been ruled out for the Week 4 matchup versus the Commanders. Let's get you caught up with everything Arizona Cardinals news. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals throughout the entirety of the 2024 season, so subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. All right, everybody, let's go and get started here. Let's go ahead and catch you up with everything Arizona Cardinals news on this Friday, heading into Week 4 versus the Commanders. Now, if you guys do not know, I made a video yesterday about this is a must-win for the Cardinals, and I still stand on my soapbox. This is an absolute must-win to get the season back to 500 and get this season back on track. But let's dive right into exactly what you need to know. We've already got who's in, who's out. Now let's go ahead and focus on who is out currently right now. Jonathan Gannon came out and said that Trey McBride is already ruled out in the Week 4 matchup versus the Commanders, which is absolutely a huge blow for the Cardinals. Now, being the fact that he did have a head-on-head collision in Week 3 with Brian Branch, and it did look pretty nasty. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looked like a really hard impact. So there is still some obviously symptoms that has caused him to be ruled out here in Week 4. Very unfortunate, but we are going to have Elijah Higgins most likely going to have a bigger role in this offense. Now, if you do not know who Elijah Higgins is, he is the guy that basically when Kyler Murray ended up scrambling in that Week 2 matchup versus the LA Rams, and Elijah Higgins was the guy who Kyler Murray ended up, finding at the end of the end zone. So currently right now, he does have 4 receptions, 41 yards, 1 touchdown, and averages about 10.3 yards a catch. Now, he was a 6th round pick in 2023 to the Miami Dolphins, and I'm assuming they cut him because the Arizona Cardinals ended up bringing him into their roster in 2024. So we're talking about a player that Jonathan Gannon and Kyler Murray speaks very highly of, and it seems like they are very comfortable with him being able to have an expanded role. Now, definitely, most likely, we will be seeing a little bit more Tip Ryman as well. Now, I know Tip Ryman was brought in here, for the fact that he's able to block, right? He's a big man. He's able to block. Now, Elijah Higgins can also block as well, but his forte, his best attributes is basically being able to be a playmaking tight end, right? Pretty much like a Trey McBride. So, definitely expect, Elijah Higgins to have a bigger role. I'm not sure if their ball is going to go to him a lot. We'll have to kind of wait and see what the game plan and basically what plays are called. And if the ball needs to go to Elijah Higgins, then most likely it will go to the tight end. So we'll have to kind of wait and see how that all shakes out. But like I said earlier, Jonathan Gannon does feel very confident in Elijah Higgins taking up the role and expanding the role here in Week 4. Now let's continue on with the injury report. The media also asked about Marvin Harrison Jr. as well as Budda Baker, being the fact that they were limited in some sort of way in practice this week. And Jonathan Gannon said that they seem to be okay, right? So I don't think anything to worry about there. Another big player to obviously talk about is going to be none other than Kelvin Beachum, which he actually returned back to practice in a limited fashion in this week. And Jonathan Gannon did not want to give a exact is he in or is he out, but it definitely looks like it's trending in the right direction. But as of right now, Kelvin Beachum, hopefully he plays as the right tackle for the Arizona Cardinals heading into Week 4 versus the Commanders. Now, another player that was rolled out here per Jonathan Gannon was going to be none other than Kryze Tonga, a defensive lineman for the Cardinals. So on top of Trey McBride, there is also Tonga that's going to be missing the Week 4 matchup versus the Commanders.
Darius Robinson, are you confident he'll be back next week? Is that a possibility?
Hypotheticals, Teo. He's making good strides, doing a good job, doing everything he can to get back out there.
Jonathan Gannon was also asked about Darius Robinson, first round pick for the Arizona Cardinals. If he is coming back here in Week 5, will he start practicing? And of course, Jonathan Gannon comes out and basically says that, it's all hypotheticals at this very moment right now. The exact thing he said was that he's making strides, he's doing a good job, doing everything he can to get back out there. So he didn't want to put a timeline on Darius Robinson's return, but if you guys did not know, being the fact that Darius Robinson was actually added to the IR list before the season started, he is eligible technically to come back here in Week 5, but the Arizona Cardinals can still decide to keep him on IR if he does need more time. But hopefully, fingers crossed, being the fact that we heard from Jonathan Gannon saying that he's making good strides, he's doing a good job, he's doing everything he can to get back out there, it's definitely a step in the right direction here from rookie defensive lineman Darius Robinson. And being the fact that we had just so many injuries in the defensive line, also including in the right tackle position position as well. We just need some sort of consistency here, right? We want to see what this rookie defensive lineman can do for the Cardinals, and being the fact that he's a big guy, we can definitely see him being a big impactful player here on Sundays, Thursdays, and Mondays. We just need him to get healthy and get right. So hopefully this is a step into the right direction here for Darius Robinson. Fingers crossed. We'll have to kind of wait and see how that all shakes out though. Take a real quick pause right here from the updates, and I really want to lock on. Bird Gang, lock on. I want to ask you guys a serious question. How do you guys feel about the 2024 Arizona Cardinals? Are you upset that the Cardinals didn't beat the Bills, didn't beat the Lions, right? Those type of teams that are playoff caliber teams? Or do you feel positive about being the fact that the Cardinals were, lost by 6 points by the Bills, lost by 7 points by the Lions, but absolutely destroyed the Rams? What are your thoughts on the 2024 season? And on top of that, how do you feel about Kyler Murray? I get it, it's only 3 games, but I have so many comments, and I kid you not, so many comments about Kyler Murray's future and what this game in week 4 or just the rest of the season holds for the Cardinals. Let me know in the comments below, and I'm going to try to heart and reply to every single one of those comments. Thank you. Now, the media also asked about Naquan Jones. The Cardinals ended up signing him yesterday. Now, he was a part of the Arizona Cardinals off-season roster. The moment that the Cardinals needed to shave down to the final 53-man roster, unfortunately, he was the guy that ended up getting cut. Because of all the injuries in the trenches, the Cardinals did decide to bring him back. A few of those reasons that stuck out was the fact that he knows the Arizona Cardinals defensive system, and the fact that Jonathan Gannon was actually really sad to see him go in the final 53-man roster cut, and being the fact that we were able to bring him back, it's actually really good here for the Cardinals per Jonathan Gannon. I'll continue to talk about the potential return of Darius Robinson, rookie defensive lineman for the Cardinals. To kind of put it a little bit in perspective here, Justin Jones, the player that just got hurt that we ended up placing on IR, which is one of our free agent acquisitions. He's 6'3", 309 as a interior defensive lineman. Bilal Nichols is 6'4", 313, 28 years old, also an interior defensive lineman. Darius Robinson has the ability to play interior as well as the edge position, which in training camp we actually heard him saying that he splits out wide as well. So maybe the Cardinals will be using him in that sense, or maybe they just might use him in the interior. We don't exactly 100% know, but he is 6'5", 286. So he's got an inch over, Justin Jones, or actually 2 inches over Justin Jones, and then 1 inch over Bilal Nichols. Now, where he stands in terms of weight is 286. Yes, we have seen some flashes here in preseason from rookie defensive lineman Darius Robinson, but definitely it might be sooner than we think. Now, if he doesn't go on week 5, maybe potentially week 6, we will be seeing Darius Robinson. It's definitely very unfortunate that he started off in the IR, being the fact that we actually had 2 first-round picks this year. A lot of us wanted to see what, obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. can do. Now, we already saw that, and now it's time for Darius Robinson to come out here and hopefully make his debut here sooner rather than later. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts here on potentially seeing Darius Robinson soon? And what are your thoughts here on Trey McBride, already ruled out for week 4 versus the Commanders? You think Elijah Higgins will just step into the role and actually flourish? Let me know in the comments below. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cardinals.